only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
Come on, come on, come on.
25 minutes before 9 o'clock, it's time for News Bites. This is the portion of AM Ocala Live during which Robin and I will read the news to you from the different news agencies that we subscribe to here at the source, WOCA. We will not read the whole story most of the time. Sometimes if it's short enough, we do read the whole story. We will only read, usually, the first few paragraphs of the story. That's enough information for you to get the gist of the story. Then we move on to the next one. If you want to read the whole story for yourself, simply go to the website that we tell you we're getting the information from. You'll be able to read the whole thing for yourself. We don't change the wording, we don't paraphrase, and we don't offer our own commentary. The first story is from ABC News. A female prison worker was questioned by police and removed from her post after two convicted murderers escaped from a maximum security prison in New York. A source close to the investigation told ABC News. Richard Matt and David Sweat remain on the run after escaping Saturday from Clinton Correctional Facility in Dannemora, about 20 miles south of the Canadian border. New York State is offering a $100,000 reward for information leading to their apprehension and arrest, a step that Governor Andrew Cuomo called appropriate. These are dangerous men, Cuomo said, adding that they are capable of committing grave crimes. Once again, news of the unidentified worker being questioned in the prisoner's escape was first reported by the New York Post.
The Vatican appointed its first Auditor General on Friday, and Pope Francis's latest move aimed at ensuring transparency in the scandal-plagued finances at the headquarters of the Roman Catholic Church. A statement said the Pope, who has made cleaning up finances a major plank of his papacy, had chosen Libero Malone, a 66-year-old Italian who is a former chairman and CEO of the global auditing firm Deloitte in Italy. Cardinal George Pell, head of the Vatican Secretariat for the Economy, has said the Auditor General will be autonomous, answerable only to the Pope, and free to go anywhere and everywhere in the Vatican to review the finances and management of any department. Reported by MSNBC.
From Fox News, Social Security overpaid nearly half the people receiving disability benefits over the past decade, according to a government watchdog raising questions about the management of the cash-strapped program. In all, Social Security overpaid beneficiaries by nearly $17 billion, according to a 10-year study by the agency's Inspector General. Many payments went to people who earned too much money to qualify for benefits or to those no longer disabled. Payments also went to people who had died or were in prison. Social Security was able to recoup about $8.1 billion, but it often took years to get the money back, according to the study.
The Florida Highway Patrol is reporting that two people died yesterday in a head-on collision on Southeast 17th Street in Ocala, Florida. A third person was critically injured and brought to the hospital. According to the report, a 911 call was made at 9:48 a.m. local time regarding a two-vehicle accident on Southeast 17th Street near Southeast 25th Avenue. The report identifies one of the deceased victims as 86-year-old Thelma Sharbaugh of Ocala. The other victim is listed as a 17-year-old male but does not identify him. The injured person is identified as 18-year-old Cedric Pinckney of Ocala. The report states that Sharbaugh was driving a brown Mercury Monterey van heading west. Pinckney was driving a Mercury Marquis traveling east and entered the left turn lane. The report indicates he failed to stop his vehicle. He struck the Monterey on the front driver's side. The 17-year-old victim was a passenger riding with Pinckney, reported by the Florida Highway Patrol.
And from the Associated Press, a memorial service planned by Aretha Franklin for her late father brother has drawn hundreds of people to a Detroit church where they were ministers. The Detroit News reports that the Sunday service featuring gospel music and a free soul food buffet packed the new Bethel Baptist Church. Several people shared their memories of Franklin's father, the Reverend C.L. Franklin, and her brother, the Reverend Cecil Franklin. Her father, who died in 1984, was also a civil rights activist, and her brother, who died in 1989, managed her career. Nearly 2 hours into the service in her hometown, the soul singer appeared on stage to perform the gospel tune, The Old Ship of Zion. Some of the audience cried. The newspaper reports that Franklin's father would have turned 100 years old this year.
An illness that gained notoriety in the 1970s has resurfaced in 2015 right here in Central Florida. The Florida Health Department is investigating an outbreak of Legionnaire's disease at the Spring Hill Suites Hotel in Altamont Springs. Officials say there have been 3 cases involving people who either stayed at or were exposed to the hotel. Anyone who stayed there over the past 8 months will be receiving notices from the Health Department. According to the Mayo Clinic website, Legionnaire's disease is a severe form of pneumonia, lung inflammation usually caused by infection. It's caused by a bacterium known as Legionella. You cannot catch the illness from person-to-person contact. Instead, most people get it from inhaling the bacteria. Although prompt treatment with antibiotics usually cures Legionnaire's disease, some people continue to experience problems after treatment. The illness got its name in July of 1976 when an outbreak of pneumonia occurred among those attending a convention of the American Legion at the Bellevue Stratford Hotel in Philadelphia. Of the 182 reported cases, mostly men, 29 had died, reported by the Florida News Network.
From ABC News, a woman hit in the head by a bat at Fenway Park on Friday night remains in serious condition. The woman, identified on Saturday by her family as Tanya Carpenter, was sitting in one of the first few rows when she was hit during the game between the Boston Red Sox and the Oakland Athletics. The incident happened when Brett Lawrie of the A's broke his bat during the second inning. It was violent, witness Alex Morris said. She bled a lot. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Carpenter suffered life-threatening injuries and was rushed to Beth Israel Deaconess Hospital. Tanya's family and loved ones are grateful to all who have reached out with thoughts and prayers, but are requesting privacy at this time as Tanya recovers. Carpenter is expected to survive. Officer Rachel McGuire of the Boston Police confirmed to ABC News.
Tucked into the surveillance bill that became law was a little-noticed section that will let the United States complete ratification of 2 long-stalled treaties aimed at stopping a frightening scenario: terrorists wielding radioactive bombs. This is a quote from former Senator Sam Nunn, co-chairman of the Nuclear Threat Initiative. Quote, today, nearly 2,000 metric tons of weapons usable nuclear materials remain spread across hundreds of states around the globe, some of it poorly secured. We know that to get the materials needed to build a bomb, terrorists will not necessarily go where there is the most material. They will go where the material is most vulnerable, unquote, reported by the Las Vegas Sun.
And from the Associated Press, President Barack Obama huddled with allies this morning on the sidelines of an international summit to address pressing Mideast problems while trying to convince European leaders to maintain sanctions against Russia in the face of fresh violence in Ukraine. Obama participated in the final day of the Group of 7 summit under the strain of an intimidating list of global pressures and little signs of movement to address them among the world's largest industrial democracies. Climate change and terrorism topped the official agenda, but leaders also grappled with Russia's aggressive moves on Ukraine, an upcoming nuclear deadline with Iran, tenuous trade pact policies, and an impasse over Greece's international bailout. Obama met privately with French President Francois Hollande, a sometimes skeptical partner in the talks with Iran over its nuclear weapons program.
A 3-week-old baby who was sleeping alongside his mother has died, prompting new warnings about the dangers of parents bringing infants into bed with them. Charity campaigners said that the case highlighted the need for parents to be fully aware of the dangers of sleeping with their babies. The latest reported figures show 258 children a year under the age of 1, equivalent to 5 babies a week, die from sudden infant death syndrome. It is thought that in about half of those cases, the baby had been sleeping in an unsafe place, reported by the Telegraph.
We need to take a little break, catch up on the weather forecast, and listen to a couple of commercial announcements, and then we'll return with more News Bites. This is WOCA Ocala.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be partly sunny today with a thunderstorm in parts of the area, mainly during the afternoon hours over the interior. The high 86 on the coast, 92 inland. Tonight will turn out mainly clear with a low of 69 to 73. Intervals of clouds and sun tomorrow with a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon, high 87 to 91. For Wednesday, sun mixing with clouds with a couple of afternoon thunderstorms, the high 87 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day. Legally Yours, brought to you by Fuller & Fuller Attorneys at Law. On the air every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. with John Fuller, a board-certified civil trial lawyer for over 25 years. John welcomes your questions, from business to complex family matters to legal disputes. So tune in every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. for Legally Yours with John Fuller, right here on WOCA 1370 AM and 96.3 FM, The Source.
Stay informed on everything going on in the villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Who doesn't love heading out on the boat with a family, hitting the ATV trails with friends, or blazing new stretches of highway with riding buddies? Your toys are your ticket to outdoor fun. At the McDonald Allstate Agency, we get to know you and help make sure you have all the right coverages. Plus, when you bundle your coverage for your car and your home with your boat, motorcycle, RV, or more, you can save up to 30%. So call the McDonald Allstate Agency today at 622-2333 or stop by one of our 2 Ocala locations at Calla Hills or the Jasmine Square Plaza.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Savings vary.
Hi, this is Brad. I want to take a moment to talk about a serious issue. In the next 5 years, the aviation industry is projected to have a shortage of commercial pilots. Now is the time to start training. Ocala Flying Club has started a scholarship for the youth of Marion County ages 17 to 24. The club will donate up to $4,000 towards a pilot's license. This will help get the student on their way to obtaining their commercial pilot license. If this sounds like something you would be interested in, or if you know someone that would be, please contact Ocala Aviation Services, 861-7484.
All right, 12 minutes before 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Let's return to News Bites. The next story is from the Associated Press. McDonald's says that a key sales measurement dipped in May with weakness in the United States and some overseas markets. The world's biggest hamburger chain said that sales at locations open at least 13 months edged down 0.3% last month. In the United States, the figure declined 2.2%. It dropped 3.2% for the Asia-Pacific region, Middle East, and Africa. Europe was a bright spot, though, rising 2.3%. This is the last time that McDonald's Corporation will report these monthly sales figures. The Oak Brook, Illinois-based company is looking to turn around its business as sales remain sluggish. Its plans include a restructuring of the company intended to strip away layers of bureaucracy and selling more company-owned restaurants to franchises around the world.
Hundreds of thousands of low-income Floridians will not be getting health care coverage now that the Florida House has rejected the Senate's Health Fix bill. The Florida Senate had crafted a proposal to help some 800,000 Floridians get health care and had worked for compromise. At the end of the day, House Republicans weren't having any of it. They rose up against the bill. Supporters of the Senate plan called out House members for hypocrisy, noting that they were voting down basic health care for working people while enjoying Cadillac health care at taxpayer expense. Now that the health care bill has been defeated, lawmakers will turn attention to drafting a new state budget. That's the end of this issue for the rest of the special session, but backers of the health care plan say it will be back next year, reported by the Florida News Network.
From the Associated Press, Israelis and Palestinians would gain billions of dollars from making peace with each other, while both would face daunting economic losses in case of other alternatives, particularly in case of a return of violence, according to a new study released this morning. The RAND Corporation, a U.S.-based nonprofit research organization, interviewed some 200 officials from the region and elsewhere during more than 2 years of research into the costs of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Its main finding was that following a peace agreement, Israelis stood to gain $120 billion over the course of a decade. The Palestinians would gain $50 billion, marking a 36% rise in their average per capita income, the report stated. In contrast, the Israeli economy would lose some $250 billion in foregone economic opportunities in a return to violence, and the Palestinians would see their per capita gross domestic product fall by as much as 46%, according to the report. The findings are in line with long-time arguments that peace is in the economic interest of both sides.
You may want to stop worrying about the filth in your boyfriend's beard and pay a little more attention to the toothbrush that you stick in your mouth twice a day, according to a new study from Quinnipiac University. Toothbrushes in communal bathrooms are more likely covered in fecal matter and potentially a haven for disease. Researchers recently analyzed the toothbrushes of resident students using a bathroom shared by at least 9 people. They found 60% of the toothbrushes were contaminated with fecal matter, regardless of storage method. Brushers who have a bathroom to themselves are likely sticking tiny poop molecules into their mouth too, their own, but one's own fecal matter is of less concern. This is a quote from lead study author Lauren Aber. The main concern is not with the presence of your own fecal matter on your toothbrush, but rather when a toothbrush is contaminated with fecal matter from someone else, which contains bacteria, viruses, or parasites that are not part of your normal flora or microbes. Oh, this is disgusting. Reported by UPI News. Oh, who would know? Oh my gosh.
All right, next story is from the Reuters news agency. The Malaysian government says it is barring some of the foreigners from leaving its country for allegedly causing a sacred mountain's wrath after a group of naked tourists is being blamed for a deadly earthquake in Malaysia. Malaysia's government is blaming a group of foreign tourists for causing the deadly earthquake. The magnitude 5.9 earthquake on Mount Kinabalu killed at least 13 people on Friday. Authorities are still searching for at least 6 missing people. On Saturday, the deputy chief minister of the state of Sabah told reporters that he believes the earthquake was caused by a group of 10 tourists who stripped naked on the mountain a few weeks ago. Tan Sri Joseph Perrin said that the earthquake was a confirmation that the mountain is sacred and humanity cannot take it lightly, according to the Malay Mail online newspaper, I guess it should say. Perrin said he had a feeling something bad was about to happen after he saw a flock of birds outside his home.
Israel struck a terrorist site in northern Gaza and sealed 2 border crossings with the Strip yesterday in response to the latest rocket fire targeting the country's south. The Israel Air Force launched an overnight airstrike Saturday, hours after a Gazan rocket triggered sirens in Ashkelon and Hof Ashkelon before exploding in an open area. There were no injuries in the rocket attack or the retaliatory strike. Defense Minister Moshe Yaalon instructed the IDF to shut down the Erez and Kerem Shalom crossings to Gaza and to allow only humanitarian traffic to move across them. They will be reopened in line with future security developments, reported by the Jerusalem Post.
From the Associated Press, John Hinckley Jr., the man who once shot President Ronald Reagan, recently tried to get fast food jobs at Subway and Starbucks in an attempt to fit in and be a good citizen after a long stint in a mental hospital. According to the Associated Press, Hinckley Jr. has been barred for years from talking to the media, but court documents made available this week contain rare snippets of his voice. A federal judge is deciding whether to allow Hinckley to live full-time outside outside St. Elizabeth's, the mental hospital that has been his home since he was found not guilty by reason of insanity in the 1981 shooting that wounded Reagan and 3 others. Hinckley has spent longer stretches of time on the outside in recent years, staying at his mother's home in Williamsburg, Virginia, where the hospital says he's ready to live full-time. Prosecutors have pushed for tight restrictions, including wearing an ankle bracelet, a requirement the judge has dismissed in the past.
A woman who ran a Maine Country Inn for more than 2 decades can retire now that she's found a new owner through an essay contest. Janice Sage from the Center Level Inn and Restaurant announced on Saturday that a winner had been picked from among hundreds of 200-word essays on the subject. Quote, "Why I would like to own and operate a country inn," unquote. She said she'd be revealing the winner's name in about a week. Sage, age 68, took ownership of the inn the same way by winning an essay contest 22 years ago. The 210-year-old inn with 7 guest rooms, 2 dining rooms, a barn, and a wraparound porch that overlooked the White Mountains will be transferred to the new owner within 30 days. This is according to the contest rules. Sage says she'll miss the inn, but not the 17-hour workdays. She became owner through an essay contest in 1993 when her entry was among 5,000 responses Bill and Susie Mosca received from people around the world. Participants coughed up $100 apiece for the opportunity to own the country inn in rural New England, reported by the Associated Press.
From ABC News, the poignant and groundbreaking coming-of-age show titled Fun Home was named the best musical at the Tony Awards yesterday, one of 5 big trophies it won on the way to making history for its composing team. It tied for the winningest show on Broadway this season with the British import titled The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, unquote, which also won 5 awards, including Best Play. The sumptuous revival of The King and I also had reason to whistle a happy tune with 4 awards, including Best Revival.
Republican presidential contender Lindsey Graham says his party has room for transgendered people like Caitlyn Jenner. The South Carolina senator calls himself a traditional marriage kind of guy, but he says he can only imagine the torment that Bruce Jenner went through before becoming a transgendered woman. He hopes that now she has found peace. The underdog Republican candidate is campaigning on the need to counter threats from terrorists and Islamic State militants. He shares the opposition to same-sex marriage expressed by his rivals, but says the Supreme Court is settling that question, reported by The Guardian.
From CNN, Apple's annual Worldwide Developers Conference kicks off today with Tim Cook expected to announce the latest iPhone and Mac features. WWDC, which stands for Worldwide Developers Conference, is usually a glossy, predictable affair. Apple follows a tight script, and most announcements seem to be leaked beforehand these days. Thankfully, Apple's hardware and software are consistently impressive, and the company still manages to sprinkle in a few surprises. Look for Apple to unveil major Mac OS X and iOS upgrades, Apple Watch tools for developers, Siri improvements, and more, as well as a few others considered to be rumors, which include Apple getting a new music streaming app and better Apple Watch apps.
An 11-year-old boy was bitten by a shark at Cocoa Beach, Florida yesterday afternoon, just before 11 a.m. in front of a lifeguard tower. A shark bit the boy on his right calf, causing a severe laceration. The 11-year-old was in waist-deep water when he was attacked. The report says that as soon as he was attacked, lifeguards sprang into action. They brought the boy to the shore where they assisted him with first aid. The boy was bandaged and transported by ambulance to Cape Canaveral Hospital. Then he was transferred to Orlando via helicopter for further care. Lifeguards said that the boy was conscious. He was traveling with a large group of parents and children. One of the adults said she saw a shark caught in the middle of a wave, saying it looked like a juvenile bull shark about 4 feet long. About 15 seconds later, she said she heard screaming. After the attack, lifeguards flew the double red flag, warning people to stay out of the water. After an hour of no shark sightings, lifeguards opened up the waters under a yellow flag, reported by the Florida News Network.
And from The Guardian, smart cars of the near future could refuse to start if the driver exceeds the drink-drive limit. The U.S. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, working with a consortium of car makers, including Ford, GM, and Volkswagen, have developed an alcohol detection system for vehicles that will prevent those over the limit from driving.
The Obama administration should retaliate for a cyber attack on federal employees' records that was the worst breach the U.S. government has ever suffered. There has to be a price to pay for this, Representative Peter King, a New York Republican, said on the Fox News Sunday program. U.S. officials suspect that the Chinese government was behind the theft of records maintained by the Office of Personnel Management, the government's Human Resources Department, reported by Bloomberg.
That's all the time we have for News Bites. We'll take a little break and be right back. How many stories were we able to get in?
24.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. A manhunt continues for two killers who used power tools to escape from an upstate New York prison.
Major Charles Guest of the New York State Police says the men were last seen during a head count Friday night.
These are very dangerous individuals.
A female employee at the prison was questioned Sunday on suspicion of being an accomplice in the escape.
Fox Radio's John Decker. A $100,000 reward now being offered for information leading to the inmate's capture. Mayhem at New Jersey's MetLife Stadium last night. Police used tear gas and made arrests as crowds at a hip-hop concert found gates blocked off.
I mean, you had your bad apples, you had your people scuffling and your people acting up, and at the same time, that shouldn't ban everybody else in that paid a lot of money to get it for the whole night.
No injuries were reported. Those who still want to file claims over the BP oil spill face a midnight deadline. The 2010 spill followed a drilling rig explosion that killed 11. Fox News, we report, you decide.
And now another golf confessional brought to you by Golfsmith. A man told his wife he only wanted a nice card this Father's Day, so she went to Golfsmith and got the new tailor-made AeroBurner iron set and a free $100 gift card. He was overwhelmed by the thoughtfulness of the card and couldn't really blame her for keeping the irons for herself. Hurry into Golfsmith from now until June 28th and get a free gift card of up to $100 when you purchase a new tailor-made AeroBurner club. Golfsmith, anything for golf.
At Choice Hotels, we know business trips start with a choice. Stay or go. You can press send or press palms. Start a chat room or chat in an actual room. Just remember, opportunities won't come to you. You got to get out there to get things done.
Should I stay or should I go?
ChoiceHotels.com makes it fast and easy to find a range of Choice Hotels like Comfort Inn and Suites. So stay with us for business and book now at ChoiceHotels.com. You always have a choice.
This is a public notice. Local residents can now save thousands of dollars on their next car, truck, or SUV. It's not a tent sale, because no tent is big enough to hold this many cars. It's OcalaForSale.com. Say goodbye to sticker shock. OcalaForSale.com has thousands of vehicles with no stickers at all. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge, undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Ooh, a xylophone. Sounds dreamy.
Yeah, they don't make them like this anymore, Robin. I'm shipping it to the Musical Historical Society.
And you're packing it like that?
What, this won't work?
Why don't you take it to the Personal Service Center at the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street in Ocala? Just look for the yellow signs.
Great idea. That'll save me a lot of time.
The passing of time.
Personal Service Center makes sending packages easy.
And quick. Call 789-6683.
For the Personal Service Center.
Are you in need of custom screen printing, embroidery, or promotional items? Then look no further and come visit the brand new Legacy Team Sales. LTS is conveniently located off 17th Street next to Armstrong Homes in beautiful Ocala. We offer the best prices and highest quality products for your company, team, school, or nonprofit. Whether looking for screen printed shirts, embroidered polos, or travel team uniforms, you'll be sure to find it at Legacy Team Sales. Come visit our new 27,000 square foot facility. Our friendly and knowledgeable sales sales staff will assist you in every part of your custom purchase. LTS carries the hottest brands in the industry like Under Armour, Russell, Mizuno, Asics, Badger Sports, Gildan, Pacific, Ogio, and many more. At LTS, screen printing embroidery is done in-house and we guarantee customer satisfaction. Stop by, give us a call, or check us out on the web at shoplts.com. Remember the name, LTS.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hi, this is Becky at Hello Gorgeous Salon. We are located in the heart of downtown Ocala, right next to the historic Marion Theater. I'd like to invite you to stop by and see our new boutique area and meet our staff of professional stylists. Here at Hello Gorgeous, we are ready to update your look with the latest trends. It's the perfect time to brighten up your look. So make your appointment now for those highlights and Brazilian blowout. But don't stop there. We are a full-service salon offering manicures, pedicures, and facials also. So if you've been searching for a salon to call your own, come and see us at Hello Gorgeous Salon. We are located at 48 South Magnolia Avenue in downtown Ocala, right next to the Marion Theater. So call today and set up your appointment at Hello Gorgeous Salon at 351-5358. That's 351-5358. And don't forget, we also do men and children's cuts too. 351-5358.
Hello, gorgeous.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
Five minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Bern Pareso is in the studio. Good morning, Bern. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm pretty good. How are you?
Pretty good. Bern is our medical correspondent. She's the president and CEO of GFA Inc., which stands for Good for All Incorporated, and she lets us know about medical services providers that are here in our community. And she's always well dressed, and today she's got a beautiful necklace on. I don't think you can get on an airplane with that necklace. That's too much metal.
It's not heavy.
It's not heavy?
It's just right.
Looks really pretty.
And it depends where I'm going.
Do you have a story behind every piece of jewelry?
Not really.
Not really?
Go to the stores and then just look and see what's interesting.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So how have you been? How was your weekend?
It was relaxing. I actually stayed home. I went to Tampa, sounds like Saturday, but Sunday, it's nice to relax sometimes and just not do anything. So
did you go to the beach?
I'm sorry?
Did you go to the beach?
No, I didn't. I just stayed home and spent time with my sister.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it was nice yesterday. So good morning, everyone, and happy Monday. It is May
18.
Is it 18?
Yes.
That's correct. And there's a few weeks left. Students are going to take a break. I believe, 3 weeks, perhaps?
Something like that,
yeah. Over, yeah. So anyway, let me greet a few special families here, and good morning to all our medical doctors. Happy Monday to Dr. Jean Kerr and family. Also to Dr. Anthony Oko at Marion Oaks Medical Center. We also have Azalea Health Center, and this is North Highway 301. Thank you, everyone. I had a great time meeting everybody. They were all nice. And also Hawthorne, it's Open Arms Medical Center, Dr. Brian Cragen in Hawthorne. I also would like to say happy Monday to Mrs. Denise Bizjack and Mrs. Laffey at Dr. Ennis Jones and all the teachers out there. And of course, to my son, Anthony Keaton. He is a second grader, and he reminded me yesterday that I missed mentioning his name.
Yeah.
That's when he mentioned about do not forget my very good teacher, Mrs. Denise Bizjack, a second grader. So good morning to all of you, and I have a very interesting report. This is over the weekend. It is about a 27-year-old female. She was rushed to the hospital, and her complaints, and this was prior to the emergency trip to the hospital, that she was complaining of bowel problems.
Oh.
No, 27-year-old, and this has been happening. Diagnosis undetermined for months. But again, what happened was the doctors resected the small and the large intestine.
What does that mean, resected?
Resected means removed.
Removed?
Part of the intestines and reconnect the good ones. However, now, because she's 27, you wouldn't think that with the colonoscopy screening, this would have been detected.
Yeah.
So again, you can be young. You don't have to be 40 years old or 50 to get your colonoscopy screening. But if having problems, young people should do that as well. So let me bring you back to the gastrointestinal disorders. Now, patients may experience abdominal pain, diarrhea, constipation, abdominal bloating, excessive belching or gas, and vomiting, bleeding, weight loss, nutritional deficiency, and even sometimes the fever. Primary care physicians are the best first source of help for short-term gastrointestinal symptoms and management. But when symptoms become hard to manage or worsen over time, then referral to gastroenterology is really important. So again, Seven Hill Gastroenterology, Vishnu Reddy MD, good morning to you. This facility accepts, all health insurances and also accepting new patients. So please call 401-1919 if you have any questions or schedule your appointments. So that situation, again, 27-year-old, and 2 weeks ago, we had a 30-year-old female in our facility at Central Florida Endoscopy Center. She had plenty of polyps. Now, she claimed that she did not know the history or genetically, the family history. But sometimes, colon cancer, it does not show symptoms. Now, when because you need to listen to your body, your first move is to call your doctor. Communicate with him or her if getting a colon screening would be an important decision. Okay, so let me see.
So do we know how she's doing right now, the 27-year-old?
She is actually, should be released because it was over the weekend. She should be out of the hospital. But thank you for sharing your information, and this is how we can help with our sisters and brothers here in Marion County.
Does that mean she had cancer in those parts that were cut out?
I would not think so, but I don't want to get deeper with the medical term. But like I said, the symptom was bowel movement. And again, it's part of the gastrointestinal disorder. Anything digestive problems.
Right.
You should probably insist sometimes, and you need to be a little aggressive because it depends how you bring it up to your primary care provider. Your doctor, these doctors, they're doing a tremendous job as far as diagnosing, but without a complete description. If you just go there and explain lightly about your symptoms, then, the decision can be minimized. However, you know your body, you know what you're going through. Do not ignore, again, get a colon screening and anything, on the large intestine, that's where the colon is. Now, if it's an ulcer, the doctor can also diagnose that. You can get the EGD, which is the endoduodenoscopy, which is a test that the instrument is inserted in your mouth. So again, this is a beautiful Monday. I hope those drivers out there are listening. I think they are. I got a few emails over the weekend, and I'll answer those sometime. It should be tomorrow. So continue emailing me, and if you have any question about gastro, I try to bring that up and get an answer from Dr. Vishnu Reddy. He's our gastroenterologist here in Ocala, and then I will email you back. hopefully I'm, of help to you and to your questions. Again,
Bern, mention your email address.
It is Bern, B-E-R-N, at gfamedicalmarketing.com. Again, it's Bern, B-E-R-N, at gfamedicalmarketing.com. And I hope all the mothers had a very memorable Mother's Day. We women, we are very multitasked. And we need to stay healthy and take care of our family, and also those that have spouses, take care of your husbands.
Yeah.
So again, this is all for this week. And thank you again, everyone, for listening. I'm Bern Paraiso.
Yes, you are.
Here at WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM. Thank you, Larry, and thank you, Robin. You're also awesome, as usual.
And do you have family in the Philippines watching right now?
Yes. Good morning to you, my mom, and I think my 2 brothers and cousins and sisters and nieces and nephews. Hello there. Take care, and I hope to see you again next week.
All right, Bern. Good to see you again.
So much. Same here.
All right,
Thank you.
We'll take a little break, and we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be partly sunny today with a thunderstorm in parts of the area, mainly during the afternoon hours over the interior. The high 86 on the coast, 92 inland. Tonight will turn out mainly clear with a low of 69 to 73. Intervals of clouds and sun tomorrow with a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon, high 87 to 91. For Wednesday, sun mixing with clouds with a couple of afternoon thunderstorms, the high 87 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
La Famiglia Pizzeria has moved into Ocala. Stop by today at 2504 Southeast 17th Street and see for yourself what everyone is talking about.
Awesome place. I never get pizza anywhere else.
Great New York-style pizza and dishes.
Best pizza in Ocala.
One trip and you'll agree, La Famiglia Pizzeria is the best. La Famiglia Pizzeria. Stop by for a pizza that you'll love or call in and order yours for pickup. 352-245-2419. La Famiglia Pizzeria.
R&D Tactical Solutions, Ocala's indoor gun range. 12 climate-controlled state-of-the-art lanes. R&D Tactical Solutions, full retail store, everything from firearms to CCW classes. Located next to the Supervisor of Elections. Open 9 to 7 weekdays, 9 to 5 Saturdays, and 10 to 4 Sundays. Call 622-7468. R&D Tactical Solutions, Ocala's indoor gun range. Call 622-7468.
I think I sabotaged my efforts to have the best garden in the neighborhood because I told my neighbor about Kenny's Place Nursery, and guess what? Now she has the best garden in the neighborhood, so I got to get down there. And they have some specials going on right now. 4-inch pots of marigolds, 2 for just $1. 3 gallons of night blooming jasmine for $7. And don't forget the Society garlic, a gallon for $3.75. Kenny's Place Nursery is at 7677 Southeast 41st Court here in Ocala. Give them a call at 867-1213 for Kenny's Place.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing service, we also offer fence row spraying. Now is the perfect time to get ahead on weed control for an overall aesthetic appearance. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440 or online at powellgene, Gene, at yahoo.com. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440.
There's a car accident in this country every 5 seconds. That's why Allstate thinks it's time for an entirely different kind of car insurance, with features like accident forgiveness and a safe driving bonus. It's called Your Choice Auto, and it's only from Allstate. Are you in good hands?
You deserve better. Sign up for Your Choice Auto from Allstate. Call the McDonald Agency today at 622-2333.
Features are optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Insurance, Northbrook, Illinois.
WWOCA,
This is WOCA, News Talk 1370.
This is James Snyder, inviting you to join me each Sunday morning at 9:30 for Sunday Joy on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM.
18 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in to The Source, WOCA, this Monday morning. Not a bad-looking Monday, huh?
No, beautiful.
Got a few things planned for this morning. Matt Gibbs is here.
Yep. Matt, he's just such a great joy to see,
77 degrees right now here at the studios at the Paddock Mall, and temperatures today climbing into the lower 90s, partly cloudy skies. Lows tonight around 70. Do you know we've got another, 14 days or so? 13 days before the official beginning of summer.
Yeah. But it's here.
And the longest day of the year. 13 days from today or something like that, right?
Right.
All right, there's a few things I want to tell you about. If you are interested, there's a ribbon cutting. Now, there are ribbon cuttings, and then there are ribbon cuttings.
Yeah.
This is a cool one. In a way, it's literally a cool one because you can cool down. This ribbon cutting is this Friday at noon. The Ocala, Marion County Chamber and Economic Partnership have teamed up with WOCA so that we can share with you the news about ribbon cuttings. Ribbon cuttings are basically just a way to commemorate a grand opening or a reopening or a new addition. So if you have a business and you would like to have a ribbon cutting at your business and have WOCA mention that so that you can get more people showing up at your ribbon cutting and ultimately promote your business or your endeavor, contact the Chamber and Economic Partnership. The number is 629-8051.
Yes.
But anyway, let me tell you about the ribbon cutting. It's this Friday at noon. It's at Wild Waters.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when Wild Waters first opened up in Ocala, I remember this was big news.
Huge.
This was very exciting, and I would like it to be exciting again. I would like it to be... I don't want people to be like, oh, that's humdrum. We've done that before. Mm-hmm. There are other cities with other water parks. Yeah, but this is the only water park here.
Exactly.
In Ocala. Yes, it's true. You can drive to Orlando if you want. And P.S., that park in Orlando, while it's nice, and while I have some good memories of it, it has become very expensive. Mm-hmm. It really has, right?
Yeah, $39.95.
But that's for a Florida resident.
Florida resident, yeah. And this park here is $32.99 for an adult. Plus tax.
So it's about the same.
Yeah.
But Wild Waters is having the ribbon cutting at noon on Friday. Mm-hmm. And if you go to the ribbon cutting, you will receive a special voucher to be used at future visits.
Yeah.
I don't know the details. I'm just telling you what it says. In addition, you'll get lunch and a tour of the updated facilities. The Wild Waters attraction says, "Welcome to summer of Florida. Wild Waters is a Florida water park tradition." I think. Do they claim to be the oldest water park?
Yes.
I think they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they were before Wet and Wild?
That's what they say.
Huh.
I can't remember because I know when they first opened, the Ocala Police Department, because my mom worked there, would rent out the facility one night a year. Every year, the Ocala Police Department had their big city picnic there, and we go, of course. And it was cool at nighttime. It would be open the evening. They would cook out, and you could ride the slides at night. And it was just such a grand time. They would rent it out to the Chamber of Commerce. They rented it out for the graduation for the students in Marion County. It was a huge to-do after they opened, and it was really, really well taken care of and such fun.
Wild Waters will be open, let's see, I guess the hours in the summer are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Does that sound right?
Yes, it does.
So there you go. Go to silversprings.com/ Wild Waters. There it is, silversprings.com/wild-waters.
Yes.
And there might be some employment opportunities too.
Oh, cool. I'll check that out.
That's what it says on their website.
But no, Wild Waters is a really, really great place to go. And ever since they opened, they've always been community oriented and just such wonderful fun there.
All right. Now, I don't usually keep up with TV shows and stuff, but there was a story this morning that caught my eye, and I wanted to share it with you. There's an organization called 1 Million Moms.
Oh.
They are an offshoot of the American Family Association, and they have launched a petition asking the Fox Broadcasting Network to not go forward with a TV show titled Lucifer.
Oh, wow.
The petition had more than 126,000 signatures on the main website and almost 16,000 on the 1 Million Moms website petition yesterday.
Wow.
Fox TV has announced the show will be on the network's lineup in 2016, and a preview of the pilot episode can be seen online. I looked at it this morning. It almost looked like I was looking at a movie trailer, not a TV show trailer. According to 1 Million Moms, the series will glorify Satan as a caring, likable person in human flesh.
Oh, my.
And they're right. I mean, even the preview shows you that. The series is loosely based on a character from Neil Gaiman's comic strip called The Sandman, which also drew fire from Christian groups. Lucifer Morningstar is the character's name. He is described as a Los Angeles nightclub owner, and he helps the police fight crime in the series.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, wow. Bored and unhappy as the Lord of Hell, the original fallen angel, Lucifer Morningstar has abandoned his throne in hell and retired to Los Angeles, where he owns Lux, an upscale nightclub.
Oh, okay.
That according to the Fox website.
So he's trying to change his ways then. Well, they have this angel thing on Sunday nights. I don't know why they don't ban that too. I mean,
why? What's wrong with the angel thing?
I'm sorry, not the angel thing. Witches. It's a thing about witches.
Yeah.
So it shows that them, sucking blood out of people and killing them and stuff.
At the same time, God's emissary, the angel Aminadil? A-M-E-N. Amen.
Amen.
Adil.
Adil. Oh, so Amen is his first name.
A-M-E-N-A-D-I-E-L. No, it's all one word.
Oh, I see. Amen Adil.
Yes. Has been sent to Los Angeles to convince Lucifer to return to the underworld.
Oh, and that's God's angel?
It says God's emissary.
Oh, God's emissary.
It's got huge, gigantic wings.
Oh, so God's emissary is supposed to convince Lucifer to stay bad and go to the...
All right, the petition says previews of the pilot episode depict graphic acts of violence, which they certainly do, a nightclub featuring scantily clad women, and a demon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like any TV show that's on right now that has to do with supernatural stuff.
The petition says the show previews mischaracterize Satan, depart from true biblical teachings about him, and inaccurately portray the beliefs of the Christian faith. Fox is disrespecting Christianity and mocking the Bible by choosing to air the show, it says. Gaiman responded to the protest on his Tumblr page saying, quote, "It seems like only yesterday, but it was 1991, that the Concerned Mothers of America announced that they were boycotting Sandman because it contained lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transsexual characters. I wonder if they noticed it didn't work last time either," unquote. Oh, he's taking an arrogant approach to it.
Oh, yeah, because that's, if they got sponsors for it, that baby's going up on the TV.
Well, you are speaking the truth.
And it's probably, not during prime time. It's probably, when the kids are in bed after 9.
I don't know. But anyway, I don't really have much of an opinion, simply because if you, in my opinion, if you have any show that glorifies violence, glorifies it. Look at the video games that glorify violence.
Yeah, exactly.
Then I don't know, that should be something to be, considered a second time anyway. But
look at the A-Team TV show. They
What is that?
glorified violence all those years ago. The
good guys didn't win?
guys, the good guys won, but they were always shooting each other with machine guns and stuff.
Okay.
The bad guys were, and everything. And now that was violence. So it's,
And then the story that everybody's talking about this morning, I guess one more time, is this thing out of Malaysia. There was some
yeah, that's my favorite story.
Tourists. Some of them are from Canada, some from Germany, some from, I can't remember where they're all from. But anyway, these tourists went up onto this sacred mountain in Malaysia and got naked. And an earthquake happened shortly thereafter. And the folks who are in charge in Malaysia are blaming the fact that these tourists disrespected the sacred mountain.
The naked Canadians.
The naked Canadians and naked Germans and a couple of other nationalities represented there. Malaysia's government is blaming the group of foreign tourists for causing a deadly earthquake on one of the country's sacred mountains. The magnitude 5.9 earthquake on Mount Kinabalu killed at least 13 people on Friday, according to the Associated Press. Authorities are searching for at least 6 missing people. On Saturday, the chief minister of the state of Sabah told reporters that he believes the earthquake was caused by a group of 10 tourists who stripped naked on the mountain a few weeks ago.
People should have respected the fella that said, "Don't get naked."
He said he planned to bring charges against the 5 tourists in the group who authorities have identified. Another local official told the Malay Mail Online that none of the identified suspects will be allowed to leave the country until their cases were resolved.
Mm-hmm.
The incident on May 30th has caused outrage locally, with photos purporting to be of the group spreading throughout social media. A Facebook page for the park posted some of the pictures, which also claimed to have posted a police report detailing the incident. The alleged report says the 10 foreign tourists stripped down while descending the mountain. It claims that when a person tried to rebuke them for doing so, the group told him he was, quote, stupid and to go to hell.
Oh, that is awful.
Of the 5 tourists who were identified, those 5 were identified as Canadians Lindsay and Danielle Peterson, Dutch citizens Dylan Thomas and Eleanor Howrens, and German citizen Stefan Poller, but there are like 5 other tourists also. The group could be charged today.
Wow.
According to the Canadian press.
Wow.
Fascinating story. We'll take a little break. We will be right back. This is WOCA.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. A manhunt continues for 2 killers who used power tools to escape from an upstate New York prison.
Major Charles Guest of the New York State Police says the men were last seen during a head count Friday night.
These are very dangerous individuals.
A female employee at the prison was questioned Sunday on suspicion of being an accomplice in the escape.
Fox Radio's John Decker. A $100,000 reward now being offered for information leading to the inmate's capture. Mayhem at New Jersey's MetLife Stadium last night. Police used tear gas and made arrests as crowds at a hip-hop concert found gates blocked off.
I mean, you had your bad apples, you had your people scuffling and your people acting up, and at the same time, that shouldn't ban everybody else in that paid a lot of money to get it for the whole night.
No injuries were reported. Those who still want to file claims over the BP oil spill face a midnight deadline. The 2010 spill followed a drilling rig explosion that killed 11. Fox News, we report, you decide.
And now another golf confessional brought to you by Golfsmith. A man told his wife he only wanted a nice card this Father's Day, so she went to Golfsmith and got the new tailor-made AeroBurner iron set and a free $100 gift card. He was overwhelmed by the thoughtfulness of the card and couldn't really blame her for keeping the irons for herself. Hurry into Golfsmith from now until June 28th and get a free gift card of up to $100 when you purchase a new tailor-made AeroBurner club. Golfsmith, anything for golf.
At Choice Hotels, we know business trips start with a choice. Stay or go. You can press send or press palms. Start a chat room or chat in an actual room. Just remember, opportunities won't come to you. You got to get out there to get things done.
Should I stay or should I go?
ChoiceHotels.com makes it fast and easy to find a range of Choice Hotels like Comfort Inn and Suites. So stay with us for business and book now at ChoiceHotels.com. You always have a choice.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy, never being in the mood. And when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They can create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
Are you one of those golfers that use the .coms to try to find the best deal available every day of the week? Well, why use a middleman? For $100, you can be a summer member at Pine Oaks of Ocala. And what do you get with your Pine Oaks membership? Well, you get to play all the golf that you want in the afternoons, and all you do is pay the cart fee. $8 for 9 holes or $12 for 18 holes. This is the golf deal of the summer. Don't miss it. That's the $100 summer membership at Pine Oaks of Ocala.
La Famiglia Pizzeria has moved into Ocala. Stop by today at 2504 Southeast 17th Street and see for yourself what everyone is talking about.
Awesome place. I never get pizza anywhere else.
Great New York style pizza and dishes.
Best pizza in Ocala.
One trip and you'll agree, La Famiglia Pizzeria is the best. La Famiglia Pizzeria. Stop by for a pizza that you'll love or call in and order yours for pickup. 352-245-2419. La Famiglia Pizzeria.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
If you want to avoid getting ripped off and put more money in your pocket, then join me, Clark Howard, every weeknight at 6, right here on WOCA, The Source.
We are The Source, WOCA.
R&D Tactical Solutions, Ocala's indoor gun range. 12 climate-controlled state-of-the-art lanes. R&D Tactical Solutions, full retail store, everything from firearms to CCW classes. Located next to the Supervisor of Elections. Open 9 to 7 weekdays, 9 to 5 Saturdays, and 10 to 4 Sundays. Call 622-7468. R&D Tactical Solutions, Ocala's indoor gun range. Call 622-7468.
Black Cow, the mature manure Black Cow.
We often mention enriching your native soil with Black Cow when you prepare a flower bed or vegetable garden, or plant new shrubs and trees. Adding Black Cow helps retain moisture and adds millions of healthy microbes to your soil. Healthy soil means healthy plants, but you can also top dress with Black Cow composted cow manure even after planting. You can come back a month or two later and spread Black Cow on top of the soil around the root zone of a shrub or tree, or spread it evenly over a flower bed or rows of vegetables in your garden. Black Cow releases nutrients slowly. It won't burn tender roots because it's fully composted. Look for the bright yellow and black bag at your favorite nursery or garden center. And visit the website too at blackcow.com.
Black Cow, the mature manure Black Cow.
Hi, this is Brad. I want to take a moment to talk about a serious issue. In the next 5 years, the aviation industry is projected to have a shortage of commercial pilots. Now is the time to start training. Ocala Flying Club has started a scholarship for the youth of Marion County ages 17 to 24. The club will donate up to $4,000 towards a pilot's license. This will help get the student on their way to obtaining their commercial pilot license. If this sounds like something you would be interested in, or if you know someone that would be, please contact Ocala Aviation Services, 861-7484.
Loco Graphics would like to invite you to their second location on 200 next to Sonny's Barbecue. They are officially open to help you out with all your sign, vehicle wraps, and printing needs. Visit them and mention this ad for free business cards. Need a logo? We've got you covered. From business cards all the way to menus and flyers. Now 2 locations to better serve you. On Merricamp, half a mile east from Forest High School, and on 200 by Sonny's Barbecue. Loco Graphics, impacting your customers. Like us on Facebook.
All right, 23 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Monday morning. Today is National Best Friends Day, so go spend some time with your best friend. Maybe you have a best friend who doesn't live nearby, and you can make a phone call, make a text message, and connect with your best friend. It's also National Name Your Poison Day. That's kind of a weird one, isn't it? National Name Your Poison Day is observed each year on June 8th. Bartenders made the phrase "name your poison" popular by referring to the drinks that they served as poisons. There you go. The origin of the term "name your poison" is unknown. It is believed that when it was first used, it referred to making a choice from some not so good options. That makes sense. And my favorite one today is National Upsy Daisy Day. It's a day set aside to encourage you to face the day positively and to get up gloriously, gratefully, and gleefully. There is credit. National Upsy Daisy Day is an unofficial national holiday created by Stephanie West Allen in 2003. Her desire was to create National Upsy Daisy Day, and she said it was just an effort to be funny, but also to give people a day to focus on being positive, and that's where it comes from. It says here, be grateful, give it a try. Be thankful for what you have, such as a bed to sleep in, food to eat, friends and family, etc. Try to smile and see how it feels. It may surprise you that it feels so good on the inside, and also how other people will smile back at you. So Upsy Daisy Day, National Upsy Daisy Day. Our guest coming on to speak to us about the Neworth mythology, Leaves of Fire, has not called in, but I wanted to tell you something a little bit about the subject matter. There was a story in the news about a theory, a scientific theory, that our brains are devices that contain memory, which I guess we know this. They are devices that also contain knowledge learned during the course of a lifetime, but they also claim or speculate that brains may also be receivers of external knowledge, which is where instinct comes from and wisdom comes from. It comes from externally, and I don't know how they're experimenting with this with rats, because how can you even determine this? I don't know. But what it has to do with our guest who did not show up, do we have any word on what's going on with her?
No, not yet. Elizabeth is checking.
Okay. So anyway, what it has to do with it is if you could, if he calls, I don't have to repeat this, but I'll just take that risk. But if you could literally transplant a brain from one person to another person, the old theory was that if you did that, then you wouldn't be transplanting the brain, you'd be transplanting the body, because the brain of the other person would be still alive.
Oh.
And so the person you're looking at, like let's say I died and you needed my brain.
Okay.
You would become me. I would be living in your body.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of weird.
Oh my gosh.
And you'd be gone. You'd be in heaven.
Yeah, I'd be here.
Yeah, you'd be gone. So they wouldn't be saving you. They'd be saving me by transplanting my brain.
Right, exactly.
That's the theory. And
oh my gosh.
And yet, because this is you, I would have access to your intuitions, and I would have access to your, I don't know. Do you believe any of this stuff?
I do. I really do, because I believe your body's all nerves and everything outside of the soul, and wow, you have to feel something. We're told that sometimes when people get heart transplants, there's certain things in the heart. They say
there's memory in the muscle tissue.
Yeah, exactly. And they remember events and people, and they have feelings. People that didn't generally cry before, if this person was a crier, they would cry. It's
right.
Really amazing.
Later on this morning, we have a gentleman coming in here. His name is not Johnny D.
No.
But his name is Johnny D. In other words, his real name is not Johnny D, but he goes by the name Johnny D. He's part of Johnny D and the Starlights, and they are performing at the Ocala Civic Theater this coming, is it Thursday?
Yep. Wednesday and Thursday.
Wednesday and Thursday.
Yep. 2 nights only.
And what kind of music are they? Are they like a doo-wop or what?
Yes, it says they are, Johnny D and the Starlights are your time machine back to the early days of rock and roll, performing favorite songs from the 1950s and the 1960s.
Oh, okay. That'll be the day Pretty Woman, Heartbreak Hotel, Only the Lonely, Your Cheating Heart. That's not considered doo-wop, right? That's just considered pop music.
Right, they're music from the 50s and 60s, not a specific genre, but all the music that people loved in different genres.
Unchained Melody. The 2-hour concert features the music of Buddy Holly, Roy Orbison, Hank Williams, Elvis Presley, and more. Performances are this Wednesday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are $16 for adults, $8 for students. Wow, that's a cheap concert.
It is a wonderful concert. It's a wonderful
So
concert.
we'll get to meet him today. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, he's coming in. Maybe some of his band members will be in with him so they can play live in the studio, but he wasn't sure yet.
Oh, really?
He'll be coming in, but hopefully a couple of his band members will be coming in and they can, play a couple of tunes.
All right, excellent.
That would be enjoyable. 10:30 right after Matt.
All right, so let me tell you, yesterday we played at Silver Springs.
Yeah.
And Silver Springs has become our favorite state park.
Mm-hmm.
And not just because it's right here. We have a lot of great state parks. And you've probably heard us talking about them before, but Silver Springs is right here, and we practice our music there. So and we notice other musicians are starting to show up and play music over there. So I don't know. Maybe we got a little groove going on here in Ocala.
I think so, because we've been playing there over a year, and now all of a sudden the musicians are starting to come in just to
and they have
play.
this new jam thing that they do on the third Sunday.
Yep.
The third Sunday of every month?
Beginning at 1 o'clock, 1 to 3. So if you're a musician and want to come out to Silver Springs and jam with the other musicians, you're welcome to it. As soon as you come through the gates, you stop right there, and that's where they play.
Yeah, so it's kind of fun. And so on Saturday, we went to another state park. Well, we thought we were going to Anclote Key.
Yes.
We thought we were going to Anclote Key State Park, but my new GPS took me to the wrong park.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very serendipitous and good, because it turns out that the other place we would have gone was deserted.
Yeah.
According to the article on the web.
But to defend your GPS, she did tell us to make a U-turn.
She did.
Went in there.
Yeah, she referring to the female voice.
That's right. So she does know when she's made a mistake. Not me, that GPS thing.
Well, yesterday she kept telling me to turn around when I was almost home. She said, turn around, make a U-turn when you get a chance. No, I'm almost home. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be partly sunny today with a thunderstorm in parts of the area, mainly during the afternoon hours over the interior. The high 86 on the coast, 92 inland. Tonight will turn out mainly clear with a low of 69 to 73. Intervals of clouds and sun tomorrow with a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon, high 87 to 91. For Wednesday, sun mixing with clouds with a couple of afternoon thunderstorms, the high 87 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Loco Graphics would like to invite you to their second location on 200 next to Sonny's Barbecue. They are officially open to help you out with all your sign, vehicle wraps, and printing needs. Visit them and mention this ad for free business cards. Need a logo? We've got you covered. From business cards all the way to menus and flyers. Now 2 locations to better serve you. On Merricamp, half a mile east from Forest High School, and on 200 by Sonny's Barbecue. Loco Graphics, impacting your customers. Like us on Facebook.
What you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Tell her you love her at least 3 times a day. I love you has a very short shelf life. We get used to sleep deprivation. After a while, our brain starts to think it's normal because sleep loss affects the part of our brain that controls self-awareness. We may be too zonked to know we're zonked. All right, here we go, ladies. The latest beauty treatment is shaving your face. It's supposed to make you look younger.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be partly sunny today with a thunderstorm in parts of the area, mainly during the afternoon hours over the interior. The high 86 on the coast, 92 inland. Tonight will turn out mainly clear with a low of 69 to 73. Intervals of clouds and sun tomorrow with a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon, high 87 to 91. For Wednesday, sun mixing with clouds with a couple of afternoon thunderstorms, the high 87 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hey Ocala, this is Kelly Hart, Executive Editor of Ocala Magazine. Did you know last year Ocala Magazine won more awards in excellence than any other publication in Florida? And this year, Ocala Magazine was named Best Consumer Magazine in the state. Now you can join me every Friday at 10 a.m. on Ocala Magazine Radio, where we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life, right here on The Source. Ocala Magazine thanks you for making us #1. And remember, there is only one Ocala Magazine.
WOCA,
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Hi, I'm Fran Darkington. When I need news, I pass the rest and tune to the source. WOCA.
All right, 12 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Do you think the police are really becoming more bullies, or do you believe this is just a case of incidents where people are videotaping police and maybe even setting them up and then putting the videos online and making what you could argue is the smaller fraction of the police department that is misbehaving, and then making it seem somehow that it represents all police. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they're being
this is crazy.
Set up. Yeah, I think
police shoot tear gas at a concert crowd in New Jersey is the story here. Police and a large crowd clashed last night in New Jersey outside the entrance to the Hot 97 Summer Jam. According to the parent company of Hot 97, people were starting to get rowdy outside the ticket office, so they decided to stop letting people in, even those who had purchased tickets in advance.
Oh, my.
The incident started around 7 p.m. local time after people started climbing metal barriers and forcing their way through security to get to the concert. That, according to a statement from New Jersey State Police.
Well, they paid for their tickets.
Police told people they had to leave and could not stay outside the concert because they wanted to avoid congestion when it ended. The Asbury Park Press reported that the New Jersey State Police Department used cars to block off the entrance to the concert. An armored state police car blasted loud noise to try to disperse the mass of about 1,000 people. People reportedly threw beer bottles in response. The police eventually used several rounds of tear gas and mace on people to get them to leave the parking lot, according to the Asbury Park Press.
So they overbooked the concert. They overbooked and they turned the people away even though they had advance tickets.
The Associated Press says more troops were sent for crowd control and arrests were made. Wow. It was not immediately clear how many arrests were made or if there were any injuries. The incident appeared to be over by 11 p.m.
Wow.
And then there was this other story, I'm sure you saw this one, of the like a pool party, something in Texas.
No, I didn't see that one.
A police officer in McKinney, Texas, has been placed on administrative leave after being filmed aggressively handcuffing and then pulling out a weapon on a group of teens following an incident at a local pool party Friday night.
Oh, wow.
Officers were called. Hold on, the phone's ringing. Let me get the phone. Officers were called to a local community pool around 7:15 p.m., their time to respond to a disturbance involving multiple juveniles at the location who do not live in the area or have permission to be there, refusing to leave. That according to the McKinney Police Department. Other calls also advised that the teens were actively fighting. First responding officers encountered a large crowd that refused to comply with police commands. 9 additional units responded to the scene. Officers were eventually able to gain control of the situation. However, a video later emerged of one officer aggressively handcuffing and detaining teens who described themselves as bystanders before wrestling a girl in a bathing suit to the ground and drawing his weapon on others who came to her aid.
Oh, my gosh.
I'll have to click on the video later on and see what it looks like.
Yeah.
After ordering a girl to leave the area, the officer can be seen throwing her to the ground and pushing her head down. He is then seen pulling a weapon from his holster to scare off 2 males who had come to the girl's aid. Oh, gosh, that would scare me.
Yeah.
The officer is also shown sitting on top of the girl to subdue her. He grabbed me, she said, twisted my arm and on my back and shoved me in the grass and started pulling the back of my braids.
Oh, my God.
So.
Oh, my God.
Good morning. What do you think about this stuff?
Well, I think the incident at the concert is really nothing new, because I remember when we were all young, there was a big crowd in some concert in Ohio, and they all started rushing the door, and a bunch of people got killed in that because they just got trampled at that. So this is this is nothing new. I mean, concerts get rowdy, and people get out of control and they don't listen to the police.
Isn't it interesting though? Because that story that you just told, I remember that.
Was it the Who?
And similar stories too, but I remember the story always focusing on the story. This story focuses on the police putting their cars in the way, and they make sure that it was an armored vehicle. Mm-hmm. That is kind of interesting.
I do have one more comment. I'm no expert on crowd control, but I do have some advice for the New Jersey State Police. They blasted the crowd with a loud, unpleasant noise. A hip-hop concert is a loud, unpleasant noise. What good is that going to do? That's not going to disperse anybody. Thank you, Barry.
Maybe it was loud Beethoven.
Yeah. Was that concert you're talking about the Who? Was it the Who concert?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know who it was. Oh, get it? That's the Who.
Yeah, but you're right. That one focused on the concert. This one focusing on the police. That's scary.
And then they also on the second story, the one out of Texas. It looks like they're making it's a racial case because the police officer's white.
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
I don't think in the other case there was a racial element to it. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, Larry and Robin. It's Mark calling back.
Hey, Mark.
Don't get too excited. Larry, I haven't seen any of these cases that seem to be constantly on the news with law enforcement. I haven't seen one that I would classify as being set up. Not that I wore a badge and a uniform for a short period of time in Miami, but I don't see any case like the young man who was who happened to film the black gentleman shot in South Carolina who was walking from his barber shop, or like this case in Texas, which I don't think you were alluding to earlier because you hadn't seen the film yet, and it's all over the news this morning, and it's. But in any case, actually, it was some neighbors had called the police there that supported the police's action at the party. So I don't think, in other words, they were pro-police calling the police, and the police responded. Maybe inappropriately, it looks like, but and I'm not so condemning of them, even though our politics differ, Larry. And I know your dad was a cop, which I think the audience needs to know, but I don't see any of these cases as being set up. Can you give me an example of what you're referring to?
Well, just let me just re-say what I said. I didn't say they were set up. I said, do you think they were?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were giving the impression that I thought you said that you thought some were being kind of teased into the situation and then made to look bad. But I haven't seen any, but I'm all ears. I'll keep listening and watching for that. So.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate the call.
Larry, do you think policemen should be filmed?
Yeah. Why not?
They have body cameras.
Okay.
Yeah. Because if 99% of them are doing the right thing, then we need to know that.
Well, I look for common ground, even though you're a political right-winger and I'm a political left-winger. I look for common ground and peace with people, and the three of us agree on that. So that's good news. That's progress.
Okay. Appreciate the call.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Thank you, Mark. Yeah, just to clarify, I did not say that they were set up, nor did I say that I thought they were set up. I was asking, do you, and I don't mean you, Robin, I meant the listeners, does anybody think they were set up?
Exactly.
I agree with Mark. I don't think they were set up. It doesn't look like it to me. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. As far as my opinion is it being set up, it seems that whenever there is kind of a crowd, there's always somebody there with either a camera or one of these fancy phones that can take more than a couple of minutes worth of video.
Right.
That seems a little strange to me. What I am definitely surprised at is that none of these police forces have what they have in Europe, and that is these water cannons. And I would sure like to know why we don't have them here, because they seem to do an excellent job at dispersing the crowds, especially in wintertime. But anyway, that's about all I got to say to it, other than the fact that it seems to become more and more common that people have this ability to take these videos, whether it's via a phone, a camera, or whatever the apparatus is. So that's my thought. Anyway.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that.
Maybe that's why more things are brought to light now, because people have access to all those recording devices where 30 years ago we didn't have access to it. We just had to depend on the news crews getting out to the scene in time. Now, whatever things happen, people are right there because they live there, they work there, they go to school there, and they whip out their cameras.
If we look at each one of these cases individually, I mean, I have an opinion about each one of the cases as long as I've heard enough about it to have an opinion. I don't have much about this newest one, but I felt that, all right, Zimmerman, I'll start with him. I felt like he was absolutely wrong.
Exactly.
I felt like that young man who died at the hands of Zimmerman was murdered, and he shouldn't be dead. He should be alive. And the other one in Ferguson, it looked like that guy really was defending himself based on what everybody said.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I have a different opinion on each one. I don't have a blanket statement that applies to every one of them. And I could be wrong. I'll just tell you that in advance too, that I could be wrong about any of them. The idea that Mark brought up about cameras, I think that's the best way to do this. Not only cameras on the police, but cameras from the police. The lapel cameras that they're talking about.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, a lapel camera would solve a lot of these problems. And in fact, there was a story about the lapel cameras. Actually getting a police officer off the hook when it looked like he had done something inappropriately, and the camera that he was wearing showed that it was not inappropriate.
Right.
It's not to say that there are no bad apples. I guess my conclusion, and this is based on, Mark pointed out that my dad was a police officer, my brother was a police officer as well, by the way. I think, and Mark was a police officer too. I think the majority of those in law enforcement are doing a good, honorable job.
Yes.
I think the majority of them are not racist. But I do think there is a minority, and if we allow ourselves to be manipulated by the press that wants to show the minority and make it out that it's the majority, that's where we're being led down the wrong way. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. The manhunt is massive. The search for two convicted killers who escaped from a prison in upstate New York. Broome County Sheriff David Harder.
From my area alone, there's over 50 officers, including sheriff's deputies, state police, and Department of Corrections, FBI, and U.S. Marshals.
Investigators questioning prison workers and contractors, trying to find out how the inmates got the power tools they used in their escape. At the G7 summit in Germany, President Obama continues to meet one-on-one with some world leaders.
The president talking with the French President Francois Hollande, potentially a key figure in the next few weeks as the US and partners look to strike a nuclear deal with Iran. It's thought France has been taking the toughest line against Iran in talks so far.
Fox Radio's Simon Owen at the summit. The economy is going to grow at a slower pace this year than first thought. That's the finding of a business panel which blames the impact of the harsh winter for its lower forecast. Fox News, we report, you decide.
And now another golf confessional brought to you by Golfsmith. A man told his wife he only wanted a nice card this Father's Day, so she went to Golfsmith and got the new tailor-made AeroBurner iron set and a free $100 gift card. He was overwhelmed by the thoughtfulness of the card and couldn't really blame her for keeping the irons for herself. Hurry into Golfsmith from now until June 28th and get a free gift card of up to $100 when you purchase a new tailor-made AeroBurner club. Golfsmith, anything for golf.
At Choice Hotels, we know business trips start with a choice. Stay or go. You can press send or press palms. Start a chat room or chat in an actual room. Just remember, opportunities won't come to you. You got to get out there to get things done.
Should I stay or should I go?
ChoiceHotels.com makes it fast and easy to find a range of Choice Hotels like Comfort Inn and Suites. So stay with us for business and book now at ChoiceHotels.com. You always have a choice.
Today in Florida Ag News from the Southeast AgNet, despite continued lobbying and statewide rallies, lawmakers with control over a water and land funding package don't appear to be open to pleas to increase spending on environmental lands. And a story from the News Service of Florida, as budget talks are taking place during this special session, the legislature has been focused more on deciding whether to expand health care coverage and how much to earmark for education. But proponents of a 2014 environmental ballot initiative say they will continue to push for an increase in spending on land and water projects. But that won't be easy, as Senator Alan Hayes from Umatilla is among a number of lawmakers who have long stated there is an overabundance of Florida land already in government ownership. And he added he is embarrassed by some of his colleagues that have played politics with it. But Senator Joe Negron from Stewart disagrees about supporters politicizing the issue, saying his goal remains of getting $40 million set aside from Amendment 1, which could be bonded to create a $500 million fund for future land purchases.
Hi, I'm Adam Putnam, Florida's Commissioner of Agriculture. Florida has more than 1 million acres of